Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, hey, man, where are you located?
Arizona?
Okay, right on. Right on. Well, I'm here in Kansas City.
Yeah, how about you? Nice.
Kansas. Yeah.
You're a big Chiefs fan?
We won the Super Bowl out there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been watching Mahomes' quarterback uh, Netflix show?
Man, as if I needed to like that guy anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way he is with people on the field, like even when he gets pounced hard, he just has a bedside manner that's refreshing.
Yeah, and he's just a young guy. He's just a good role model in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, we've embraced him quite a bit. You know, we went through a long, long time of pain here in Kansas City until he came around.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it started with the coach. I felt like Andy Reid just did a good job, and he's letting him kind of just run the show and putting trust into it. Kind of like how they did with Brady.
Yeah. Well, you know, the one thing that's unique about that first Super Bowl win in 2019 is there was always a joke. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, the world's going to come to an end. And after that parade, the world came to an end.
Oh man, I wonder
So,
how that got started.
oh man, it's because of the misery. My dad used to sit there in his chair and he was like, Kansas City Griefs are on. If you decide that you want to have a relationship with the Chiefs, you're going to have a relationship with misery because all of our picks would be bad. Like when I saw Aaron Rodgers go down the other day, that was Kansas City for like 20 years, dude. Like draft pick after draft pick would just, they were flops.
I mean, yeah, I feel like the Browns even have it
Oh,
worse,
dude,
right?
don't even bring those guys
But
up.
those their own fans would show up with trash bags on their face. Like that's a whole new level. That man, if fans are getting to that level, you need to shake up the whole
Oh,
organization.
dude. I mean, just the fact that they got Deshaun Watson, it's like if you're on a
Oh
rehab, no way, no way.
yeah, yeah. I question the GM, and that was the same thing with Cardinals. Our GM sucked, and he was just recruiting people from the boneyard. I mean, and giving them outrageous contracts. So hopefully, they officially parted ways with him. Let's see. This is our rebuild season.
Yeah, I get it. I believe me, I get it. Well, hey, man, it's great to meet you. And I want to kick the conversation off with COVID.
Yeah.
We all went through quite a thing for the last 3 years. How did you get through it, and how has it changed you?
So personally, right, my wife's a nurse. So I was kind of knee deep into like hearing about it, just in the hospital, like how many people are being affected by it. Business wise, like if I look at my P and L, like our business was booming.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I don't know. A lot of that had to do with like the stimulation going into the economy. VCs were just backing crazy terms. Um, Working with vendors and technology companies was like secondary when it came to pricing and things. People were just writing checks. And so, just got to see like a spectrum of the whole, pyramid of from the personal like health side to just like how it was also boosting the economy. So personally, I did get it, but it was very later on in whole COVID season. But it was just like a 1 week thing. I was out, but business wise, I mean, I was just hustling. Things were growing.
So let's get to the essence of what you do for a living. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third grade students. It's career day, and one of the kids looks up and says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
I tell them I've developed a software that helps people take their business online, and that's by creating a website and allowing people to learn more about that business and generate interest.
So what did you want to be in the third grade? What was your dream to grow up and become?
I don't even know. Like at that point, I was probably going all the way from being a cop to maybe to an engineer to a doctor to a business owner. But in the end, it was always about running my own show, right? Like being an entrepreneur, working on something I enjoy, not getting too caught up in the corporate lifestyle. Um, just always doing what I enjoyed, and I follow that philosophy just in everything that I've done.
So let's go back to your roots. Tell me where you were born and raised and how these seeds of being an entrepreneur and technology, how did that become who you are today?
Yeah, I was born in Fremont, California. Obviously, that's right by Silicon Valley. So I feel like I was born with the blood DNA from the beginning. Moved to Arizona when I was really young though, so consider myself a native to AZ. Uh, Background, my parents are from India. Migrated over. So traditionally, we got to see from a very young age, parents hustling. They had their own shops. They were growing at multiple shops, whether it was like Dairy Queen franchises or just liquor stores. Own the real estate, everything. So we learned from a young age that you just got to be on your own 2 feet and do what you enjoy, and not have to you know, be on someone's mercy, I guess, just working at 8 to 5. So that was instilled. But like, it's funny because like growing up, your parents don't want you to live that lifestyle because it's a lot of pain, growing your own business, starting it, and they always try to force you to like get a job. Like that's something where you have your weekends off, you have paid vacation. But that's how I was growing up. But I took the other route and just went the entrepreneur route.
So, who's been a hero for you in your life?
I would have to say it's definitely started with my dad. Like, I saw him just like he was just always working and he's always there to provide. Like now that he has grandchildren, he always makes comments like he's still working, even though he's retired. He owns a couple businesses and he's like, this is I'm just doing this for the grandkids so they don't have to end up working. So it definitely started there.
So, as an entrepreneur, if you could meet anybody alive on the planet right now who's inspirational for you and spend some time with them, who would it be?
And I actually just thought about that question a couple of days ago, and there's a lot of people up there. I think first would be Elon for sure, and then second would really want to see Keanu Reeves.
What would you ask him? What would you ask Keanu Reeves? He seems like a cool cat.
uh, I don't have like a specific question, but kind of want to just see how he lives his day to day. Like you hear a lot about things that he does that's not really brought into the media, like whether that's philanthropy or just living kind of like a nomad, simple life. But then when it comes to the entertainment side, like he just kills it in every single movie that he's part of. But kind of just like understand like you what made him be like the way he is, like what maybe he has specific traits that he follows every morning, like some type of resume. I know a lot of people do that, so just kind of just learning more about his day to day, like how he goes about operating his day.
They had that meme for a while where he was sadly sitting down on a curb eating a sandwich or something. That'd be fun to just have like a homemade sandwich with him, and just
Yeah,
break bread with Keanu.
yeah.
So obviously he's a guy that can turn it on pretty quick and he gets things done. He's highly motivated. What's that for you? What gets you out of bed? What gets you moving? What gets you wanting to accomplish what you want to get done?
I mean, it really has to do with just seeing like the company grow, right? Like when you're the founder, like you have a lot of responsibilities. Like one thing I always think about is like needing payroll for everyone. Everyone has their own family. They have dependencies, so I want to make sure they're always there to provide. And it's just like winning. There's something behind that sportsmanship of just winning, right? Like when you win that contract, when you've been negotiating for 3 years, they come back and it's like the biggest contract. You end up getting that adrenaline rush. And naturally, I'm just a sales guy, and I've always been selling, and it's just like in that bloodline of just like wanting to always win, and just getting the whole team going, like rallying behind you, and that's what just drives me. Getting up, checking what's going on for the day, responding to people, and blocking people, and see what next comes after that.
So of all of the clients you've had and all of the successes you've had as an entrepreneur, what's your favorite success story?
I would have to say it has to be the very first deal we did. So Convrrt, we've developed, a landing page tool that you can white label and embed within any SaaS application. the reason we went SaaS is because you had a lot of consumer products already, right? Like lead pages, ClickFunnels. And we learned early on that just required a lot of support. So we just made a crazy bet like, okay, there's a lot of SaaS, like CRM marketing automation companies that don't provide this feature as a native feature. They always send them off to third party tools. And what's crazy that we saw was one of the third party companies bought another email marketing tool and became all of these guys' competitor overnight while they were still sending traffic. So we used that as a sales pitch and went to people. And SharpSpring was the first company. I mean, like the whole deal was worth about 300, 400K. And that was huge, like 5, 6 years ago for like a team of three that allowed us. I mean, he made us move to Gainesville, work with this team. But you can kind of say that was like Convrrt, like incubating its product idea with the paying customer out of their own office, and like that was success coming out of that because we shopped that story to 2, 3 other companies and it worked.
So of all the things that you've done in your life so far, what are you the proudest of?
Having 2 girls at
Right on.
this age.
So let me ask you this. As someone that's clearly adventurous and has been around, if you could see any event in human history with your own eyes, what would you love to have seen firsthand?
Lincoln Park in a concert.
Yeah. See, there you go. You're speaking my language with the music.
I mean, I was just listening to them on Spotify, and sometimes you go back and think, man, I should have spent more time just like going out and enjoying some of those, outside of work type of things. And that's just one concert that would have been just awesome to go to.
What was the first concert that you saw that really blew your mind?
That's the thing. I haven't been like a big concert guy. I mean, I've probably been to 2 or 3. One of them was Tiesto, and then the second one was a rap concert with Future. I would say like, yeah, I would say probably the first concert, just seeing like the ambush of people, right, running to the stage and seeing all sorts of activities go around
Yeah.
you, people smoking, drinking. So it was definitely like that first concert, which was the Future.
I got to tell you, in that same vein, going to the an NFL parade for the Chiefs, that was a trip, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like all these people in this politically divided world come together for
Yeah.
this one thing, and nothing matters but the fact that they did it. And you never really get to see Mahomes drinking, and they're out there
Mm-hmm.
guzzling and throwing that trophy around, and it with that many human beings, because there was almost like a million people. It just is like, wow, it's crazy.
Did, did you see the one with the Denver Nuggets with the head coach?
No, was he pretty?
Just spend a couple minutes and just watch how the coach was. Like that's a whole different personality that a lot of people don't know about him. Like he's a real hood guy, and that's how he gets like the whole like team. Like I mean, he's just an interesting character, and that's when you really got to see him in that mode. But just watch it; you'll have a good time.
Yeah, well, my son's a big Jokic fan, and
Okay.
I got a shirt for him. I went to Denver this summer, and he was really excited about it. But I remember when they interviewed him after the game, he wanted to do was get back to Serbia.
Oh,
And then when they
yeah.
told him that he had a parade, he's like, "What?" He like it was like the first
Yeah.
time. So it's people are elated to do that, and he's like, "Dude, come on, man! I just want to go home. I already did this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah. Yeah, he's like, I already got the MVP. I got you guys the championship. Let me just go
Let
home.
me get out." So everyone
Yeah.
out there has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, colleagues, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Uh, Probably just like a humble guy. Yeah. I mean, growing up, like even in the just like beliefs and everything, it's probably just like not getting too caught up or serious into different type of events. Um, and so like you just got to be humble, I guess, throughout this whole journey, especially as an entrepreneur. Uh, can't react with emotions personally or business. So I would say that.
So if anyone out there wants to learn more about you, your company, anything about your world, where do they go?
LinkedIn or Twitter, very active on both platforms. Um, and we really try to start a community with product managers, engineers, and you'll see that we share a lot of best practices from what we've been learning by working with some of them. So I would say Twitter and LinkedIn are the best two spots.
Right on, man. Hey, thank you for your story. Thank you for your time. Send my love to Arizona. Hopefully the Chiefs will get back down there at some point and keep doing the good things, you know.
Certainly. Thanks, Joe. It's a good
Cool.
time.
Thank you, man.